Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have a little bit of a strange one. So as I told you in the last couple of unboxing videos that I did for the game Fireteam Zero, that I originally did not back the Kickstarter. So I bought everything in the aftermarket, basically. So what happened is that I found someone who was selling the Fireteam Zero, all the expansions and the figures that were add-ons, but at the same time, he condensed it all into one box so that the boxes were removed, but I do have all the figures and cards for all the add-ons that were available during the Kickstarter. So I said, let me grab it, and I picked it up for, a cut rate price. And the reality is I'm very happy with my purchase. But what I wanted to share with you today, and I have them all labeled up here, as you can tell, all the different, the extra add-ons and bonus figures that were available if you backed the Kickstarter. So I was very happy that I was able to find this and pick this all up, even though it did not have the original packaging that it came in. So some of the things we'll be talking about today will be Specialist, which was a stretch goal, Fireteam Echo, Fireteam Delta, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Monster Pack A, B, C, and D. Then we have some extra figures from the actual core game. We have the extra figures from the Africa cycle. We also have some, again, from the base games. And we have some extra, some other good stuff that I can't quite reach to. The spawn points also that I have. So it's going to be a good unboxing. It's going to be a little bit different. So we're going to start with this one here, which is the spawn points. There's a couple other big figures that were added in. So we're going to start with the spawn points. These were an add-on. So all your monsters that come out of the game, when they're released to the board, they come out off of what they call spawn points. So there's 12 different regions on the board that you can get. Each one of those regions now can have a point for where it comes off. They had a cardboard token, obviously, in the main core box for that purpose. But if I wanted to use this to give it a little bit more 3D dimension on the board, I could use that. And so that's what it would be like. And then when your characters, well, he's a little too big, but one of the other characters, the smaller ones that would come out, would go right into the bag. I should say, could fit right onto the base. Let me just pull another creature out from another one, because again, it's not going to work for just the larger bases. These are for the smaller characters. So this guy would go right on there, and he spawns right out of that area right there. And it's not a perfect fit, but again, if you like the cardboard, it's great. If not, you want to use these. Again, you don't even have to put a figure in there if you don't want to. You can. But again, it just goes on the board and makes the board pop just a little bit more. Again, these were the spawn point bases, and there's 12 of them that came. All of them are identical. No additional sculpts, but there they are. There's 12 of them. So that was an add-on that you can get for the game. In this bag, I also, because I needed space, so I'm going to put that bag up there. That's your spawn points. I also have figures here. These are the main villains or the bosses for the cards will be in with the base game. So I'll start with the base game. So these are the figures from the base game again. One of the add-ons was getting extra figures, an extra set of the core game figures, and here they are. So that's one of the bosses. Again, there's 3 scenarios that are in the core box that have 3 parts each, so it's 9 scenarios. And the, each one of them had a different villain that you faced at the end, or a demon, or a boss, however you want to label it. So that's 1, 2, and that's 3. Also from the base game, we have more stuff. We have fetches, children, infested, more infested, and these are again from the base game. So you got 4 of these characters in the base game. And if you saw my original unboxing for the base game, you saw all these figures in there already. So there's the four, and they're four identical sculpts, so they'll go in here like that. You also receive 4 sculpts of this nature. Again, these were all add-ons. So I get 4 of those. And here's the 4th guy. There you go. You get 4 of these. Again, love the sculpts. You hit them with a little bit of white primer or gray primer, and then you just highlight them. Or dry brush them, I should say, and they come out looking fantastic. So you get 4 of those. And then you get 8 of this guy here. These are the infected humans who have not yet turned into the actual demons that you're fighting. So here they are. And so you get 8 of those. Again, that's from the base game right there. Also in the base game, you get some more figures also. And I'll show you the cards as soon as we get. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of those. So you get 6 of these as well. 6 of these. 3, 4, 5, 6. And you 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 8. Oh, there you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, you get that. All right, there you go. And you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get 8 of these. There you go. You get 8 of these guys, and all the sculpts are identical. These are the infected animals. So that's everything that you get in the core base game. And here are the cards that go with them. The Bone Fetch, again, all the cards, again, they didn't come sleeved, but I put the sleeves on them. So you get the Bone Fetch, which is the minion, and you get 2 of those cards. A couple cards of that. You get the Skin Fetch, the Wooden Man, the Corrupted Human, Corrupted Animal, the Cupbearer, and that's the boss that I first showed you. You get Prime, which is another boss. And you get the Mother of Worms. And you get the Harvester. And you also have the Consumed bait bag. And the smaller bait bags as well. And there's another Corrupted Human. So those are all the cards that are included for the core box set. And again, these are just the villains, the bad guys for the box set. So that's what you have here. I could show you this also. This was an exclusive Kickstarter also. This is your first player token. So it has all the core figures on the top, which is really cool. Your 4 characters that you can be. And you have the demons, they're all coming out of the Demon's Cup. The fire on top. And that's a really cool sculpt. And again, that's the first player token. That again was an add-on. A Kickstarter exclusive, that is. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. We also have that's your monster packs. These are Thorn Sculpt minions. These, okay, that goes over there. Let's continue moving on. All right, so let's start here. So we also got Monster Pack A. These are figures from what we call Monster Pack A, which again is another expansion. Again, with all these figures and all these expansions, you need the core box set to play the game. These are just creatures that you can add into so that you have enough stuff to, you know, just to change it up a bit when you play the core box set or any of the expansions. So you are going to have the Grim Imposter. It has all the stat lines here, then has its bonus attack down here, or I should say its special power it has. So if a hero moves into a Grim Imposter's location, it immediately attacks them. You have Daughter of Typhon, the Flensing Tree, Whispering Fetch, and you have Infesting Queen. So we have this one. Again, these are all included in Monster Pack A. Guy took the guy's head off and it's in his hands now. That's a really, really cool figure. Really like that. And you got the tree. Which is really spooky looking. And there's the mouth for it right there. That's the tree. That's really cool as well. Another character right there, split in half. I'll see a soldier at one time. Got split in half. That's really cool looking. And then you have this one as well, which is another really cool looking figure. Again, when you're looking at those cards real quick, again, it'll tell you what type of card or what type of figure it is. So if in the base set, you would switch this out for another type of elite. Again, these are all elites, it looks like. Yep. So none of these are boss figures. They're just elite figures. Okay. So that's Monster Pack. Move these cards out of the way. Put those back here. So you have Monster Pack A right there. Then you have Monster Pack B. I already did an unboxing for this one, so I'll go through this one equally as quick. But again, these are all add-ons. And I picked up the unboxing that I did for Monster Pack B. I had purchased that one prior to finding this large set on a different site. So I picked that up once separately, and then I picked up this, which it had included. So I kept both copies of it. So here you go, the Aether Husk or Aether Husk, Eater of the Dead, Elder Vor, sorry, Artifact Wraith, and then you have Commander Gates. So there's your commander. There's your Wraith. There's your Eldri Vor, which is really cool. The wings, love the detail on the wings, the spine. Just a really, really awesome figure. Then you have the Eater of the Dead. And you've got the dead guy on the ground there. Very cool. And if I put up just like that, it blots out because of all the stuff in the background. And then, of course, you have the last one, which is the Aether Husk, which is just a beautiful sculpt. I'll see lots and lots of detail on it. Again, you prime that up, everything pops even more, and then it's gorgeous on the battlefield. So that is Monster Pack B. So as you can tell, the table is getting filled up. Then we had Monster Pack C. Again, are these figures necessary? Of course not. They are just add-ons that you can just expand your enjoyment of the game. And as I've said in all the previous videos and unboxings that I've done for the Fireteam Zero, love the game. I think it's really, really, again, it's not an overly complex game to learn, but it's just kind of one of those things where it's like a Doom video game where the monsters are constantly coming at you. You would never get respite. You're always fighting. Always fighting different things. So you've got this figure here. I got the cards somewhere else. I forgot to bring the cards out here, but you got the this guy here, Monster Pack C. Again, you got Monster Pack C. There's your another one. That's your Splinter Fiend. There's his card. I don't know what I did with the other card, so we'll probably come across them in another bag. There's your Splinter Fiend. And you got whatchamacallit? You got four of the same sculpt. So these guys, which look like reindeer to me, kind of. Obviously they're not, but because you got the antlers, but you got the skull in there. Again, really cool sculpt. Really very clever the way this is done. Really, really nice. And again, that is Monster Pack C. And then we have Monster Pack D. Again, you get this character. You get the mangled. Something coming out of his eye. You got this thing on top. Got like a worm leg down there. Just nasty nastiness. But at the same time, it's a really, really cool sculpt. Again, it's a horror themed board game. So, and then you get some more of these guys. You get 4 of these guys in there. This dog, whose hand turns into one of those things. Again, these are all add-ons, so you get 4 of those also. And you're going to come across the cards at some point in time. They're here, and that's the one. That's this guy here. That's the mangled. And again, these are elite figures. They're not bosses. They're just elite figures. Let's move him up here. So that's your A, B, C, D of the monster packs. Then we have a specialist, which was a stretch goal. You have an additional specialist that you can use. Again, specialists are not figures that they're not characters that are going to fight for you, but they have special abilities that help you out to just accomplish your goals. So we got 2 here, and we've got folklorist Minsk. And down here again, it says role as the lore specialist. He's got a supernaturalist. Once per round, change a monster activation die, result to a blank. So that's the figure for him right there. Really nice sculpt. And then you have Hercules, or Herc, the dog. Psychic specialist, connect amplifier. Again, attacks on a minion or elite may bypass 1 resistance of any type. So there he is. That's Hercules or Herc. So again, these are just bonus figures that were added on. As you guys know, when you hit the goals, as you keep funding it more and more, these are the figures that that pop up, and these are your stretch goal figures. And then we have some more. We have 2 additional. So again, in the base team, you get basically 4 figures that are your main characters of the story. Of course, you have an additional leader. So there's a guy and there's a girl. So you get a choice of which one you want to use. So what they did was added in 2 additional teams. So if you don't want to keep playing the same teams, you could have 2 other teams. So you got Fireteam Delta and your Fireteam Echo. One consists of only female heroes, which I think is smart because, again, like example, in my games, I have myself and then I have my 2 daughters. One's 8, one's 13, and we play Fireteam Zero all the time. They use the female characters because they don't want to play a bunch of guys. They want to play some girls. So that's where they get you know, to get the options for you. So that's what that's called. So Fireteam Delta are the female heroes, and Fireteam Echo are the male heroes. So let's give you a shot, show you what they look like. So again, we've got Gregor Wolf Korzev. He's the leader. You have Roland Spectre Dubois. He is the medic, and he's the explosive expert also. You have Oswald Oxford Leeds, who's a marksman. You have Yosef Hammerhead Skolov, who is a close combat expert. You have Hans Turncoat Krupp, who is a psychic specialist. And you have, again, lore specialist and game theory is Eddie Cypher Hamilton. So those are some more guys that you can add in. Again, let's see if we can find these guys. You got your leader. Sculpt looks just like the photo, which is always good. Then you have him, your Dubois, who is the combat medic and plastic expert. You have your marksman, the sniper rifle. That's a really cool sculpt. Then you have your close combat specialist. Put your dukes up. There he is. Then you have, what do I do with him now? Then you have your Cypher Hamilton, which is right here. And what do I do with him? Oh, there he is. I threw him up there by accident. Threw a different guy up there by accident. So there's your Cypher Hamilton. All right. And then here is, I just threw him up there accidentally. Sorry about that. And there's your Hans Turncoat Krupp. There he is. And again, he's your psychic specialist. Again, they're there for more for intel and helping out with you, They're not there to fight battles. So again, as you can tell, the table is getting fuller and fuller. And then we have, and we got a lot more to go. So we have Fireteam Delta. Again, which is are the female heroes that you can choose from. Again, these are all add-ons. None of these came with the base game or the expansions. These were just extra things that you can do to change it up a bit. So you have Nanya Black Lotus Khan, who is the lore specialist and combat instructor. You have Grota Griata Majaka Novak. If I'm butchering the name, it's not done intentionally. Again, you got your psychic specialist. And you have Barrier down here. And then you have Bridget Bombshell Burrell, who is the demolitions expert and combat medic. You have Maxine Moxie Hall, who is the leader. You have Evelyn Quicksilver Wake, who is the close combat expert. And then you have Irina Phantom Scarbeck, who is the marksman. So let's start with her. You have your marksman. Very cool. You have your, let's see, I'm trying to find them as we go along here. You got your Quicksilver, your close combat expert, wrench in hand and pistol in the other. There she is. Okay, we have her. Who's got this one? Is this with the sword? Nyana Black Lotus Khan. Then you have Bombshell Burrell, who's right here. Now again, as you see with some of the figures, I'll show you up close here. some of the figures you can find some lines where they got put together. Again, if there's too much of a gap between some of the figures, you can always put some green stuff in there and fix them up, and they'll be just fine. Again, you hit that with a little bit of gray or white spray paint, and you can, you know, get your base under there. Figures will pop like crazy. And then we have Maxine Maxie. Excuse me, Maxine Moxie Hall. That's her, that's the leader. And this one here is Griota Majiga Novak. And as you can tell, her arm just happened to pop off, which is unfortunate, but I'll just glue that back on. It's not a big deal, it goes right there. And there's a sculpt right there. And as like I said, you just glue that on there and put a little green stuff in there. You'll never know what happened. No big deal. These figures have been used quite a bit, so sometimes damage will occur occasionally. We have some additional Thorn Spawn minions. They're all the same. I believe there's 8 of them in here. Some more of these. These are the crab looking ones. I believe this was from the, I think this is from the either the European cycle or the African cycle. I think it's from the European cycle. But you get 8 more of those. And again, these are more from that package as well. Some of the larger figures. There's one of the bosses. Again, that's a tremendous figure right there. Another one of the bosses. Yep, so you get 2 of those. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You get 8 of these characters. And their cards are around here somewhere. But I don't have the cards handy. Forgot to put them in there, but there you go. There they are right there. And you also have consider 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 of these critters. It's got lots and lots of extras, so we're just going to take them and put him on top of that. Again, I believe that's from the European cycle, expansion. And then we have from the Africa cycle again. There's the boss. And you have these guys here too. You got 3 of these guys. There you go. Look like aliens. There you go. And last but not least, oh, sorry, you got 4 of those. My mistake, 4 of those. 4, so 1, 2. Sorry, he rolled off the screen there for me and I didn't see him, so sorry about that. That's, again, those are the guys from the Africa cycle. And then we have some additional ones. This is from Escalation, the Exhumed Fetch, the Mangled, the Splintered Fiend, and the Malignant Vermin. 4 figures. I also did an unboxing for all the additional card sets that I have, and all the cards for these figures are all in that unboxing video also. So you got that one. These are the rats that turned. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 spawn points of those. This is the malignant vermin. 4 of those. Take a look at that again a little closer. Again, these were stretch goals. I showed you one of these guys already. And I showed you this guy already as well. Nope, this guy I don't think I showed you yet. Nope. There you go. That's another pack of figures right there. And as you can tell, I'm trying to keep them on the bag so when I put them away, they're not going to be all befuddled. And then we have Escalation, Corrupted Soldiers, and Lungers. Again, another cool figure. And you get 2 of those. And you got these guys, 2 of these. And this is cool because you see the human is coming out of the creature itself, and this that's one of the best figures in the line, which is really cool. Really, really cool. Again, you prime that up, you do some painting to this, and that's gonna pop, and people I know are gonna be like, wow, that's badass. Again, it reminds me, a lot of the figures remind me of the John Carpenter's The Thing also. So that's really cool. All right, so that's those figures. We also have some additional stretch goals here, which were the Thorn Sculpt and for Escalation. So there's 4 of these guys. You get 4 of those. Again, those were the Thorn Sculpts. You have the Maggot Hounds. You got the card in here. There's Maggot Hound. He's a minion. Again, stat lines, and then special ability, Hunting Pack. When a Maggot Hound spawns, place it in the location of an existing Maggot Hound, if possible, instead of rolling the spawn die. So you get 4 of those creatures. So I had one of those earlier. There's the card for it, the Maggot Hound. And that's these guys. And last but not least, again, we have the Amaro Fetch. We got a couple of those cards. Again, these are minions, so these are weaker figures. Again, your stat lines, special howl. If Amaro Fetch cannot attack after moving, all heroes within range 1 take 1 unblockable damage. So these are ones you gotta move up to an attack versus letting them just stand there. Nope. Yep. We saw this guy a little bit earlier. This guy I said looked like the reindeer because of the horns up here. Yep, got the skulls on them. Very cool. And you got 4 of them in the package. So this is everything that's included. And when it comes down to stretch goals and extra add-ons that you could purchase when it came down to Fireteam Zero. So again, we didn't have boxes for all this stuff here, but I did want to show you that if you did get the complete package, again, I bought this in the aftermarket. That's why there was no boxes. The cards I have in all, I showed in the last video that I posted, which is in the card deck, which has all the cards for all these figures. So it's a massive amount of figures that you got if you backed the the Kickstarter of the Fireteam Zero. Again, this is just stuff that, do you need it? No, you don't necessarily need to purchase it. I picked it up, again, in the aftermarket because I wanted to try to get the complete game system. And when I got this, again, the guy had removed all the boxes and just kept the figures and the cards. And I was like, all right, that's awesome. That's enough for me. So here's everything. I just wanted to share it with you today, just so you have an idea that if you were thinking about getting into Fireteam Zero and you did want to find some of the special figures, the add-ons, the different teams that are available, because you don't want to keep using the same figures over and over again, the 4 main characters, you can buy a couple different the Delta teams for the female pack and the male pack. You know, again, Fireteam Zero, highly recommended game. Go out and buy it. If you don't have it, I highly recommend you do it. You could get the base set for about $100 at this point in time. But it's a really, really dynamic and fantastic game that has a lot of replayability, and it's a family favorite of mine. Anyway, this concludes that unboxing for Fireteam Zero. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about it, of course, you can always, if you enjoyed this video, you can always give me a thumbs up. And of course, you can leave a comment below if you have any extra questions or you want to see some extra pictures of any of the figures. I can always put them in the comments below as well. But as always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can always give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below. Of course, you could always hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date anytime we post a new video to the site. As always, thank you for joining me. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.